And when we don't want to give them our wealth, their marketing tactics is all about belittling you for being homophobic or transphobic or whatever, just because you don't want to give the multi-billion-dollar company your $120. It's like, I'm sorry, it is what it is. I guess I'm going to have to listen to their marketing team
Acting in
belittle me a little bit
very
more because my
regimented and
$120 is going
carefully
to go for
constructed
entertainment.
ways
You know,
because of
I
that
don't have
narrative.
money for acting. I don't earn that much.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. If you
When I
you see
earn
like old
as much
videos like
as
the
this
announcement of
lady,
like
sure,
the
then
Sega
we can
Saturn
talk
versus
about,
PlayStation.
buying
It's a very
products
small
for
roof. They have
ideological
a
reasons
it's
that
the
I can have
background behind them
bodily
is like a
beliefs in.
manila
But
like
until then,
office.
my body
You know,
is quite
it all
limited.
looks
It's
very much
focused on paying the
like a
utilities,
business
paying
trade
the
show, which
rent,
it was.
paying the
Yeah,
mortgage,
exactly.
paying for food, paying for my new child. And then if I have anything left, it will be for entertainment purposes. You need entertainment. Otherwise, you go insane. You need downtime. You need a little to relax a little bit. And this does not seem
No, I
entertaining
believe
for me. A game where you play as the Wolverine and you got med packs and stealth action. No, no, that's not entertaining.
putting together deals.
Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. If you are entertained by this and you do have money to spend, then there is a link to my subscribe star in the pinned comment. There's also a link to my live stream channel. I do live stream every day. Hopefully, I'll see you guys there. And in the meantime, take care. Believe it or not, I actually like Nikki. Not for her singing, but for her personality. I mean, during the pandemic, she was one of the few that actually got to
World's
speak
Fair
out
for
and was
Games.
starting
There
a break.
was
So I actually like Nikki. But as I'm sitting here working on my videos, my wife is downstairs and she's watching videos. And I heard that Nikki got invested in Arch Warhammer's country. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, what? Why would Nikki get on this? What did she do? And I go online, and apparently there's a video of it.
Tell me again.
The police officer told me we have to offload all the luggage
Okay.
and to search everything
Okay.
of your luggage. I'm so sorry to say that.
But isn't that what you planned on doing from the get-go? Why didn't you guys search it before it went on the plane?
They did just a random, quick check, but now they want to open
Why?
it. And first of all, because you filmed him, and he was like,
Because I filmed him.
Yeah, like I've noticed this with some Americans that come to your. No, actually, it's almost mostly Americans that behave this way. In the sense that the way things are in America, they consider that that is applied to the rest of the world. It's like living your headcanon as reality. But unfortunately, when they come to Europe, the reality is enforced by itself. Like reality triumphs over their headcanon. So this idea
Very
that
much
you get
like
to film
a
police
business
officers,
trade
right?
show, which it
America
was.
is fine. You can
Yeah,
even be
exactly.
rude to a
It
cop.
was really
Here you can go to prison if you insult
very much
a cop.
like a business trade show, which it
You
was.
can disagree with that. You can
Exactly.
say, wow,
It was
that is okay,
really
but you
because
chose to go to
E3
another country.
used to be part of the
So you
tech
should
show
be
called
informed of the
Hangout,
customs. Yeah, like
which
filming people on the street
was
isn't
run out
usually
of
considered rude and disrespectful. And
Chicago.
if you do
And only
that,
the reason I
to an
believe is right out
agent,
of Chicago is
they would
in the middle of
dedicate
the
time
country.
of their lives in
And
order
so
to mess
a
with you.
lot of that
Especially
trade
if you're a
show
celebrity,
logic
right? So
sort of
my
held
advice,
on
do not
longer
film
than
people on the
probably
street.
should have.
Now in this
As it
situation, apparently
became
she
more of
filmed
a
a cop
spectacle
and
and
he
something
started
that wasn't,
frisking her
it became more like a
and
World's
found
Fair
that
for
she had
games than it
marijuana.
was, I thought, trading
And this is
business
what
cards
happened.
and putting together deals.
Where
All right.
am I going?
Well,
For
you
what?
were with the show until
For
2011,
what?
2012.
Man, just forget this paddy wagon.
How was the wind down?
Holy shit,
Do
look
you
how
feel like
clean
you
it
were
is.
winding down as someone that you just wanted to
Like
move
my
on,
mouth.
or were you
I
the
would want to
select the
that
networks like we can't take him anymore?
homeless and I have a choice between living in a student dorm, a one-room apartment, or that paddy wagon, I would choose the paddy wagon. Look at it. You can eat off the floors. Do they not arrest people in Amsterdam? Like how do you get something so clean? I will apologize if it's raining outside and I have to go inside with the dirty shoes.
What? For what?
And so a
Why
lot
am
of
I going
that
here?
trade show
Yeah.
logic sort of held on longer than it probably
stood out
we will bring to the police
as it
station.
became more respectable
You
and
can
something
go.
that wasn't,
It's
it became more like a World's Fair
carrying
for
drugs.
games than it
I'm
was
not carrying drugs.
trading
But it's
business
not
cards and
costing
putting
you.
together deals.
I think it's
I'm not carrying
those
drugs.
guys.
Number one,
All right.
when I came
Well,
here,
you were with the show
the
until
go inside.
2011,
I'm not going
2012.
in there. I need a
Uh,
lawyer
2000
present.
How was the
Yes,
wind
I
down?
understand
Do you
her.
feel like you were
Like,
winding
she's
down as
actually
someone
being
that you just
sensible
wanted to
about
move
this.
on,
Like,
or
she's going to another
were you
country,
so like the network's like
and
we can't take him anymore,
she
get rid of
doesn't
him?
know the law of the land, and these people claiming to be police officers are telling her to go into the paddy wagon. Are they real police? Like, she genuinely doesn't know. This
Like,
it was
she's
just
a high-profile celebrity. So it's fine if
So like
she
the
wants
network's
a
like we
lawyer.
can't
Like,
take him anymore, get
yeah,
rid of him.
no,
Like
that-
what,
I
it was
understand
what's
she's
going on
definitely
there?
afraid.
it was
Like, she didn't expect this. You know, her mind is at the concert. So I'm not going to give her any sass for behaving this way. It's perfectly legit.
You will get a lawyer.
No, I need a lawyer present now.
Okay. Please.
Where am I going? I have no idea where
You
I'm
have to
going.
go to the police station.
What address is that?
find out about
It's
I mean, if you're asking what address is that, and they
now
respond
you
it's 5
find out
minutes
about
away,
video. You can find out about video games
that's not very reassuring. That's even more sus now. It's
Find
like,
out about
okay, you're a
video games
police
from the
officer,
desk
but you
in
can't
your
tell me the
office.
address of the police station you're taking me at? Oof.
What's the address of the police precinct?
when you will catch your next show, we have to do it.
Look at that. They constantly avoid trying to give her the address. Like she's online, right? Like she's streaming this as evidence, I
There's
assume.
pressure,
So like she's asking, when are you taking me? So that
Sauciness and
people
things like
know,
that.
in case
There's
these are
pressure to do
police
things like
officers
that.
and they're trying to abduct her or something, that they know where she's being taken. And them refusing to say where the police station is at is very sus.
Very fast, and we will help with.
But you
Pull
did
an
on my show.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
What about it?
Yeah. We told that they were trying to get you.
Pull an
They'll help to try to get me to my show. How?
To do it as soon as possible. But what can
What am I doing? What am I doing? I never gave anyone my...
It's quite possible that she believes this is a prank. I mean, there have been
Pull an
situations where
Obi-Wan
celebrities
Kenobi.
have been pranked like this.
I never... so I'm under arrest. But under arrest for what?
stop filming now?
I'm under arrest for what? Do you know what happened when I came here?
From this side.
Huh? What you said?
Can you please stop?
but yeah, the run up
Stop in the car first.
No, I need a lawyer, because I don't know where I'm going.
You will get a lawyer.
to that period was, yeah.
You just step in the car.
I love how nervous the cops are because they realize they are so close at creating an international incident. I mean, you saw how the Biden administration jumped to the rescue of that American
She
athlete.
did an
Like they
exchange before,
immediately
pretty
gave
much to say,
Victor
I'm gonna get
Bout
rid
in
of
exchange.
I
And it
guess.
was just like a no-name athlete.
And
Imagine how
obviously
they're
that
going to
didn't
react for
work.
Nicki Minaj.
In fact, I pulled Obi-Wan Kenobi and got a little bit bigger because they fired me. I don't think made certain executives
Was isn't
Pull
pot
an
illegal
Obi-Wan
in
Kenobi.
Amsterdam? Like, can't you actually buy it from there? And the answer is yes. So why is it illegal? Well, you're not allowed to smuggle it in through the airport. So when you're there, you can actually go into stores and buy it, but you can't bring it from America. It's kind of like you're allowed to bring one puppy, but you're not allowed to smuggle 20, if that makes any sense. I genuinely believe her. I don't think she did this on purpose. Like maybe she forgot she had it in the bag, or someone planted it there. But when she says that she didn't take it, I believe her because like why would she? You're going to a country where it's legal to have it in anyway. Like why would you carry it with you? So maybe she had some in her pockets or something, and then she forgot about it, or maybe someone planted it. I have no idea. It's just very bizarre because I go like, you're this famous celebrity, you're making tens of millions of dollars. Why would you smuggle illicit substances over the airport, knowing that they check at the airport, right? So that none of it makes sense. It's very weird. But anyway, regardless, this is just my opinion, okay? Like I may be wrong. Maybe she actually did. I don't know. But,
What the fuck? Why won't this fucking clip move?
Well, there's
Why is it filling up the whole
something
fucking thing?
that is going to happen is that they're not even going to press charges. So she's going to go to the situation, and they're going to either give her a warning, not press charges.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Because
like
it
we
does
feel.
create an international incident. And weed is still legal there. She's obviously not a smuggler. She's not a mule. She's not even a citizen. They do not want the headache. They do not want the paperwork. I think they're going to let her go. The other 20% of the possibility is that they are going to press charges and they're going to deport her. They're going to say, go back to America. If you ever come back here, you're going to serve the prison sentence. And they're going to put her on a plane and fly her back into the United States. Very unlikely, but it's still on the table. The idea that she's actually going to serve time in a Norwegian prison, 0%. Like, I would be shocked if that happens, okay? I would eat crow if that
Because I remember
happens.
turning to the show, and at that point, you had
Again,
more guests,
I don't
and it
know
was
what they
just
have
more
decided yet,
stretched out, I
'cause
guess.
making
Yeah,
this
we
video
had,
on the
it was
25th of
more,
May, so by the time
it was
I upload the video,
easier
you guys know and you can laugh
to-
at me if I was wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. And it's not even in the interest of Norway to do this, because they want American singers, they want the tourism. I mean, when she goes there, like, it's a net benefit for the country, because you have people from all the other regions going into Norway in order to go to her music festival and spend money. And,
How was the
pay
wind down?
taxes and
Did you
shit.
feel
So,
like
they
you were
actually
winding
want
down
them
as
there,
someone that you
which
just
is why
wanted to
the
move
cops
on,
are
or
like, yeah, we're going to
did,
help you
were
go
you
to the show,
selecting
right?
that? We're like, we
They-
can't
they
take him
don't
anymore.
want the
Get rid of him.
problem,
Like,
but-
what
It was
We'll
kind of
see
the
what
latter.
happens.
It was the
Let me know
latter.
what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the
I
comments.
had reached
Thank you.
point where I couldn't take it. It was just there was the station had a lot of.
Oh, right, Pippa the Ripper.
were you selecting that? We're like, we can't take him anymore. Get rid of him. Like,
It was kind of the latter. It was the latter.
Aw,
I had reached point where I couldn't.
star tonight. Yeah, you know who this is. It's your one and only Pippa in the house. You know how it's gonna go down with me. I'm about to tell you, so listen good. Here I come, a mega idol. All eyes on me, no eyes on you. You think I'm silly? I think I'll save the world. I'm gonna fight till the end. I am a superstar inside the screen so fly. I am the only one to fight day and night. I am a superstar inside the screen so fly. I am the only one. Yeah, the Ripper. I was a kid who dreamed to become somebody awesome in this world. It really sucked. I had to give up. That's how I lost
Take it.
my
It was just there was the station had a lot of problems. We weren't doing well, and the best way to put it is the shit rolls downhill, and the solutions and it just a lot of extraterrestrial logic sort of held on longer than it probably should have as it became more respectable and something had a lot of problems. Comcast had an unfair advantage in negotiating cable pricing. So if you wanted to carry NBC, like they were just selling too much. And so then DirecTV decided to pull G4 from their line. And because of a tech TV reason from a long time ago, that actually we lost a third of viewers. Because Tech TV had built up its audience on DirecTV back in the old days. That was probably what saved Tech TV's butt. So there's all of these various problems, but it was always on production to somehow be the solution for them. And there's a point at which...
Why is it so quiet?
Solved.
you were with the show until 2011, 2012.
Here I come, a mega idol. All eyes on me, no eyes on you. You think I'm silly? I'm here to save the world. I'm gonna fight till the end. I have intense, bomb-igniting thoughts. They will create blah, 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 blah. No matter what, the circus must go on.
NBC by Comcast really upset cable providers because they were worried that meant that Comcast had an unfair advantage in negotiating cable prices. So if you wanted to carry NBC, it's like they were just selling too much. And so then DirecTV decided to pull G4 from their lineup. And because of a Tech TV reason from a long time ago, that actually made me lost a third of viewers. Because G4, I'm sorry, Tech TV had built up its audience on DirecTV back in the old days. That was probably what saved Tech TV's butt. So there's all of these various problems, but it was always on production to somehow be the solution for them. And there's a point at which you just can't solve that problem. You know, you're bleeding viewership, and there just seemed to be no way around it. It was ending up with, well, I mean, if you think about sort of how Munn was kind of her loyal audience with sauciness and things like that, there's pressure to do things like, you know, things like that. And I'm getting pushed over to the side, the nerdiness, the editorial integrity of the show, let's put it that way, suddenly doesn't, that's not as important. I had many a flare-up and had my hands slapped many a time. And I just kind of, back in 2000,
but I was going to go update it.
I had many a flare-up and had my hands slapped many a time. And I just kind of, back in 2002, I'm sorry, in 2010, 2011, I just kind of withdrew. Like, I enjoyed reviewing games, and so I would spend most of my time at home. Come in and just do what little I could, voice stuff, and get in front of the camera and go back home. And then I would try to review games at the time, and that was mainly my contribution. And by kind of disengaging from the show, once we were taken over by NBC, and Bonnie Hammer was making public statements that she didn't like G4, she didn't understand G4, and pretty much was saying, I'm going to get rid of G4. They decided that I was dead enough weight that they pushed me out for their last-ditch effort to try to appeal to Bonnie Hammer, I guess. And obviously that didn't work either. In fact, the fact that I pulled an Obi-Wan Kenobi and got a little bit bigger because they fired me, I don't think made certain executives happy.
Pulled an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
In reaction to an article,
But yeah, I mean, those
will finally solve the dilemma of Betty or Veronica. And Heather Alto says, I really hope this, quote, decision, unquote, ends with Betty
I'll be the solution
and
for them.
choosing
And
each
there's
other.
a point at which you just
something
me and Bonnie Hammer was making public statements that she didn't like G4, she didn't understand G4, and pretty much was saying, I'm going to get rid of G4. They decided that I would.
Now, this is what they call an unforced error. Because I can do infinity minus one thoughtful, lengthy criticisms of Heather Antos, and she'll ignore all those. And instead, only responds to this one. So she says,
she didn't like G4, she didn't understand. Hammer was making public statements that she didn't like G4, she didn't understand G4, and pretty much was saying, I'm going to get rid of G4. They decided that I was dead enough weight that they pushed me out for their last-ditch effort to try to appeal to Bonnie Hammer, I guess. And obviously that didn't work either. In fact, the fact that I pulled an Obi-Wan Kenobi and got a little bit bigger because they fired me, I don't think made certain executives happy.
Pulled an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So, I can't see entire threads, but
I don't think made
one
certain
person was
executives
saying,
happy.
Pulled an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
this thread. Guys like him give me hope. People like you
I
will
don't
get
think
out of
made
comics
certain
one day.
executives
Pulled
Sorry
an
to
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
burst your bubble there, Aaron, but if you want to care about mainstream comics, like, you will never, ever, ever be free of Heather Antos and Heather Antos types. So her response to this was
Obi-Wan Kenobi
quote,
got a little bit
"People
bigger
like me,
because they
unquote,
fired me.
have been in
I don't think
comics
made certain
since the
executives
very
like
beginning."
that.
Pull an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And I was like, oh god, this is not
But
a compliment, but
yeah, I mean,
there's
those
never
I
been
try
anyone
not to
like
remember that
Heather
period of my life. It
Antos
was
in
pretty
the comic
miserable.
book industry
The
before
summer
she
after they
herself
got rid of me was a lot
was
of
hired.
fun because I was
The
kind of
industry
free
just
and I was being courted
work
by
out.
various
There were
outlets
women
to see what would happen with me,
Yes,
and I
from
felt
the
like the belle
beginning
of the ball.
of the comic
But
book
yeah, the
industry.
run up to
But
that
there weren't
period
women
was
who were
yeah,
insufferable.
miserable.
There weren't
Yeah,
women
because
who
yeah,
constantly
2010. I
caused
think that's what because I
problems.
remember returning to
There
the show,
weren't
and at that
women who
point, you
hated
had
the
more guests, and it was
customers
just
and were
more
very
stretched out, I
proud
guess.
and vocal and energetic about that. There weren't women who couldn't deliver in sales or quality. There weren't women like Heather ever before Heather, but now she's kind of the standard. Women in comics right now. Well, there's two groups. There's the Heather
I'm not gonna say
T.
Mine is
Franklin,
pitch
Vita
perfect.
Ayala, Alex DeCampi group. And they get all the attention, and everyone's scared of them. And then there's like the normal women who are so
figure out what's
quiet
gonna happen.
because they're like,
That's my
I don't
memory
wanna be
of it.
associated
Probably
with
there's
these
if you
bitches. I'm
talk
just
to
gonna
somebody
sit
else,
over
they're gonna have a
here,
different memory. I'm not
write
gonna say
poison ivy for
mine
2
is
years,
pitch
not
perfect.
talk to anyone.
I mean, it wasn't that long after you're gone that they, you know, they made their very half-hearted attempt for Spike TV, and
Like Northcott, like any woman who's
gone that
normal
they,
is so
you know, they made their
quiet
very
because that's not what they're looking for.
Oh yeah.
half-hearted
Nobody's
attempt for.
looking for an Ann Nesenti type anymore. So Heather Antos goes on.
Say,
This other guy
mine is
says,
pitch perfect.
countless
I mean, it
hats
wasn't that long
that
after
were
you're
brought
gone
in
that
as
they,
work
you know,
wives
they
and
made
only
their
kept around
very
because they bullied
half-hearted
everyone
attempt
else
for
around
Spike
them
TV, and then they're
while
like, yeah,
not
we don't
being able to
really
have
care. We're giving up on.
sales. Nah, you're the first of your kind. That is 100% accurate. So he goes on and he says, "You're an embarrassment to people like Ann Nesenti and Joe Duffy." So Heather says, "My work has consistently broken records, been translated into other multiple forms of other media, and won prestigious accolades.
Perfect.
But yes,
I mean, it
believe the
wasn't that
lines
long
of
after you're
emotional
gone that they,
underdeveloped
you know,
YouTubers
they made
who
their
cry about,
very
quote,
half-hearted
"Girl, got
attempt
a
for
job.
Spike TV, and then they're like, yeah, we don't really
I
care. We're
deserve
giving up on
without
all of it.
doing any of the work." Well, I'm not willing to be Jordan White's work wife, so in that regard, you did quote do the work, unquote. But it's very interesting that this guy mentions women who everyone liked. Nobody had a problem with. I got into collecting comics on a regular basis, and you had Ann Nesenti and Louise Simonson
All right.
writing
People are
That's
comics
how it
weird.
goes.
just with everyone else. Not really considered strange or unusual. No special treatment.
All right. People are
That's
weird.
how it goes.
Everybody loved Joe Duffy. Hell, the first woman in comics
Have it
that I
about
remember people being kind of
Sally.
like, was Devin Grayson. And I know there was some weird, like, Nightwing storyline that kind of got her
People are
That's
canceled.
how
weird.
it goes.
I'm not aware of
Yep,
that story.
yep.
No,
Oh, trust me.
it
I
the
was
way
not.
she got
I
in
was.
the
I
comics.
was not cuddly
Like,
in
she
front
was
of me.
just suddenly there. And people liked her stuff.
I
like
don't
that.
necessarily
But,
fault
like,
people for having
her
a boat.
entrance into the industry
So.
was like, she literally
so-
said that. She's like, I was watching Batman the animated series, and she didn't really have any history with superheroes. She's like, I really liked it, so I called DC and I said I was interested in writing, and she got an interview and instantly got hired. Men don't get to enter the industry like that. Men don't get to enter the industry the way Heather Antos did. These are non-traditional paths into the industry, let's say. Even with people like Ann Nesenti, as I've mentioned a million times, she got into the industry because she just needed a job. Village Voice, this was like a hipster paper in New York City, ad for a secretary. She said it was basically kind of vague. She got there, it was comics. She didn't really know comics, but she knew how to type. She didn't like being the secretary though. Her mom said, "Never be good at something you don't like doing."
Oh, trust me, I was not a little trusting. I don't necessarily fault people for having a vote. So.
So after you left G4 TV, you tried your hand with I would not say more
work ex-wife, and you're in this weird, unfireable position because I said something rude to you 7 years ago after you called me a Nazi. Explain.
I think they're the ones that.
It's always funny when people get in the comments like recently, and like they don't really
I think
know
they're the ones that.
It's like, well, clearly this guy is having a stroke. Am I lying? Chat in the comments. Am I lying? But anyway, the thing is, especially so when I got back into comics, basically when I started the channel. I mean, I seriously collected comics from, I don't know, like 1988 to...
Oh, the content I was ever to do.
I mean, obviously my time in the military, it was more difficult. Although, when I was in San Diego in the Marines, there was a comic book shop, just a couple. So I would say, like, I'm in the comic book shop, like, every single week, except for deployments and training. From 1988 to, like, 2010. Then I started going less just because
I'm going to be honest, I wasn't super familiar with the Rev 3 iteration of Adam Sessler, so I'm taking a lot of your word on that.
Yeah, it was good. It was incredible.
Really was catching up on.
I'm taking a lot of your word on that.
And one of the first things I noticed was that the women were awful. They were monstrous. They were just horribly toxic bullies. Now, one real precedent to this was Gail Simone. So, right as the time I'm kind of getting out of comics for a few years, that's when Gail, who, despite what she wants to say, was welcomed into the industry just fine.
Oh, no, well, that was...
She got a call.
Yeah, it was good. It was incredible. I should have gotten the Nobel Prize.
And she basically just wrote, like, Peter David, and people like Peter David, so everyone was kind of fine with her. But then when social media, especially forums and message boards,
Adam
she just
Sessler,
turned
so
into a fucking monster.
I'm taking a lot of your word on that.
Usually it was like this weird like proxy thing, like she would direct her cat lady army.
I'm taking a lot of your word on that.
Attack her enemies.
Yeah, it was good. It was.
I was at a convention. What's happening? Even with the
reiteration of Adam Sessler, so
when she joined in
I'm taking a lot of your word on that.
To attack.
Yeah, it was good. It was incredible. I should have gotten the Nobel Prize. Take my word.
And then attack Mark Millar for defending
The
him.
Pulitzer for games journalism.
Hey, that retailer did nothing wrong, and neither
The
did
Pulitzer
Mark.
for
It's not 20
games
years
journalism.
anymore. So then she's like, I was on an airplane, and then like spent like the next month just like retweeting like everything Mark says. Like, great. But
yeah,
there was
very,
a
very proud of
precedent
them.
with Gail Simone, but she was a one-off. At that time, like 2010 time frame, that was kind of like
60% of those two endeavor.
Marjorie Lura, G. Willow Wilson. They were just kind of normal. They like matched like the era of like Louise Simonson. Like there was never any like we hate women. Like that never existed until it was basically created by Heather Anto. So her claim that there were people like her since the very beginning. No. There were people like you before you got hired in what, like 2015? There was like one-offs. Like there was Gail Simone, but she was, I don't know, like she was just kind of like, how do I say it? Like out of phase, you know, with the rest of the industry. Like she got writing like in a weird way. Like she talked about like fridging, and then they're like, oh, we gotta prove we don't hate women by hiring this woman. But then like she wrote just fine for several years. She would like beef with other pros, but she wasn't like just attacking the fans and just degrading people. Her bit for like the last, almost a decade, is that she will purposefully get something wrong and then say it, and then when people correct her,
but we did the review of Bioshock Incident and
for the most part,
The Last of Us.
Facebook poll from 2014 says, she would just relentlessly, oh, this is mansplaining, this is this, you hate women. It's like, what? If you say Colossus is a robot and somebody corrects you, that's either they don't know the bit or they're probably autistic and they just like can't, like they just gotta correct you. Like, no, he's not a robot. But she's like 60 and she's just fucking with people. Heather Antos, I was talking about this, like, one of the things that is so difficult to deal with people like Heather, people like us, people like Alex DeCamp. Why is it always women? Is that
two pieces that I will always be able to point to and say, I did that. This
What up,
kid-
Apophis and Jeffrey B?
He was probably what.
Shit. I don't know when Apophis was here.
and you just like tootle along. You just fuck with people every single day while providing no value. That didn't happen.
Still here. I'm like, he said I'm muted, and I just muted myself, so that's probably just got here.
Oh, is he really rich? No. Oh,
How are you two doing this evening? I am trying to finish this 2-hour interview with Adam Sessler.
fucks with people all day long.
I don't know why. I think it's because I'm tired, but I've been
Oh, we've got a guy like
finding it so hard to focus on this.
he's named Dead Bob.
It's taking me a lot longer than it should.
And nobody knows what happened.
One of the most fastidious producer editors I have ever met in my life, and he was 50 to 60% of those two endeavors. But yeah, very, very proud of them.
Every day, no money is made, and
You'll know me April, Friday the 14th, 2024.
what to do in this situation.
You eventually, this is kind of like you're living fat and happy at the moment because you sold off a company to Reddit. Is that how the story goes? I know you had some kind of AI company or social media company or something.
So okay. Chris O'Donnell, and she wanted to be an actress, but she just gave up on that. And then she went to C2E2, and Jordan White was there, and she's like, "You're an editor? I want to be an editor." And he's like, "Great. Can you show me one of the comics you've edited?" She's like, "I've never edited a comic." He's like, "Oh, it's not a problem." So she goes to edit some like complete shit anthology. Comes back a year later, and he's like, "Wow, this is great. You should apply to Marvel." Okay, obviously, this was not. Again, this is not how men get into the industry. This is
Google me, Playboy. You do great work.
the funny thing is,
You'll know me April, Friday the 14th, 2024.
there's been digital fandom for like 30 years. And
I'm confused at what you're trying to say to me.
Danny Lord, he's 40.
But thank you.
Pushing 40. If they were like these fans, people would remember them. Like, oh yeah, I remember when you used to post on CBR message board.
Saturday the 14th? Google Saturday the 14th?
Alex DeCamp.
Saturday the 14th.
The guy wrote to me, he goes, Tumblr. It's always Tumblr.
Did you make this movie? Oh, it's a whole film series? I haven't seen any of these.
And guess what? It starts literally when she's like, I want to work in
1981, 1988.
There's nothing before.
Seems like something I would have seen.
She wanted to be an actress, she just decided
Friday 13th, I hit Earth. Oh, are you talking? Were you here telling me about like some comet? Saturday the 14th, 2024.
But people like me, no.
I'm having flashbacks now to a drunken stream.
Anyone like you in comics before the year you were hired, because they wouldn't be tolerated.
I think you were telling me. Oh, you were telling me about the end of the world.
Hell, the name of that was.
Oh, Apophis. Oh, yeah. Let me refresh my memory. Yeah. 99942 Apophis. Oh wow. It's a near-Earth object estimated to be, when it was discovered in 2004, one of the most hazardous asteroids that could impact Earth. Damn. Impact date. Oh shit. April 13th, 2029. So that's when we're fucked? Thank God. I'll just rake up the credit card debt.
Like you were the beginning of a trend. Like you're the standard of behavior for women in the industry.
I may be deja vu probably the whole conversation we had about this.
What did Obama
Hell,
say?
the name of that was.
Unity.
The French Revolution.
It's not that we hate women. It's that we hate you
As well
because
as
you're awful. And this was clear, like right when I got back. I was like, this is not
We're all
Joe
fucked.
Duffy behavior.
French
by the way,
Revolution, which I can't remember what the hell the name of that was.
Joe Duffy, Anna Senti, Louise Simonson, hell, even Devin Grayson. They're all alive. And you've been an editor for 10 years and you never hired any of them.
The
Unity.
French Revolution.
You hire Liana Kangas, Danny Lore, T. Franklin. You hire other bitches like you. Oh.
Those shrooms.
Heather Antos is a bitch. Yeah. I get set up
Will save us.
when I'm rude.
Psychedelic mushrooms are gonna save us.
If Heather Antos
But
isn't a
here
bitch,
they might
then
be
there's
neutral.
no
A headshot in the
definition
game.
of the word bitch, and it shouldn't even exist. Like Heather Antos is
So,
the dictionary
trade-
definition of the word bitch. Who does she hire? She hires Liana Congas. She hires Mags. She hires T. Franklin, Vita, Danny Lore. That's the caliber of female writer that she hires. She doesn't hire
To
Anna
video games, both of those things would be considered a negative by any normal sentiment gauge.
Diane
But
Nelson,
here they might be
because, as I
neutral.
said
A headshot in
recently,
a game is a
for
thing,
this weird
or a positive.
cohort of
In
just
real life,
toxic
it's a
women like
bad
Heather,
thing.
and
And
now
so
Susan
we treat
Testeller,
true
comics isn't
sentiment.
an industry. It's a rage room. It's one of those. Do they have those in smaller cities these days? I know they definitely have them in larger cities, but a rage room is just like it's just like a place that could have been an office. They just have plywood walls, and they'll just put random things in their old clocks, and they give you some goggles, and they give you a bat, and you just smash things.
More financial
And that's
stability
what
than I
it is, like,
anticipated.
Thank you, Apophis.
Incredibly long-winded answer.
Even though I'm struggling so much with this episode for some reason.
Anna Senti's run on Daredevil, and I never noticed this.
I think it's just because I felt like shit all weekend. From not sleeping.
Heather doesn't read comics. Heather didn't read comics.
Is he leaning off frame?
MC was hot. Big Bang Theory was hot. Being a geek, comics was popular. That's why a Facebook poll has 50% women saying they love comics because they like the idea of comics. They like the idea of them liking comics. She doesn't read comics. She didn't read them before. She doesn't read them now. She doesn't like comics. What she likes, being. And this is probably why she quit the idea of being an actress at the last minute. She likes being a big fish in a small pond. She likes people being scared of her because this is
I cropped him too much, the guest, Adam Sessler. I cropped out his camera by a lot so he'd fill up the frame more, but now he's like leaning off the right side of the frame and it's driving me crazy. Because then I'm just like reframing it in spots and...
It's like they have
I'm trying to make it not look so obvious, but
Scott Snyder, like,
fuck me.
Incredibly long-winded answer to your question.
Because I don't want him to come watch this interview later and then be like, why did you crop my camera so I'm like hanging off the side for half the interview?
I know it's not an excuse. What? She has psychic powers. She's just a bitch. You can ignore her. You can tell her to shut up.
Cuba.
You can do as you please. The only power she has is that guy said a rude thing.
In Cuba.
Show me a history book. Show me the chapter about the guy who said something rude sometimes.
Normies don't see shit.
Rude words do not make history because they're not that important. Murders.
I mean, yeah, look at everybody sleeping on that asteroid that's gonna kill us in 5 years.
I don't know.
Wait, how big is that thing again? It doesn't have to be that big to like completely fuck up everything. 1,100 feet.
So, weirdly enough, some of the stuff you said is true. People like you, having been in comics since the very beginning.
Oh, it's safely pass close to Earth.
That's not true.
In April, this will be the closest approach to Earth by the asteroid of this size that scientists have known about in advance. Wow.
Being translated,
It might not hit us. Yeah, we should all get on a plane when it hits. That way we'll be above the the shockwave that wipes out everything standing on Earth.
I don't know. I see some shadowy. He's got some shadowy Silicon Valley connection.
Have many digital lynch mobs designed to get me to kill myself. I don't know. The part of the brain that tells people to kill itself, I guess the
I don't know. I see some shadowy. He's got some shadowy Silicon Valley connection.
Try for years, and you have made history, but it's the history of changing the industry for the worst, then making toxic behavior the norm. That women who are normal just kind of sit on the periphery, hoping to not like be associated with you or get singled out. Joelle Jones, she got
really helped,
a few years ago. It looks like she traced or kind of looked at and copied like 2 poses for some crap variant cover. Trust me, they were looking for shit to get on. People like Heather, people like Tess, they will not suffer a normal woman in the industry. A woman who acts normal is marked. Even with like G. Willow Wilson, I mean, I think she said, I don't know, I can't remember what it was, so I don't want to say it exists. I remember something about
that there was popular outrage around something.
Fascinating.
But it was
That actually is very interesting. Now it makes me wonder, these game companies now, when they're deciding on social media reactions, they aren't just responding to what's on social media, they might be responding to analytic.
Almost all companies.
In that normal women are like just so quiet. Like, oh my god, do not group me together with those crazy bitches. I'm just gonna be over here, like Poison Ivy. And also for someone who's
Problems
knows
there
her
as well.
history so well. Well, it's a trick question because in the mind of Heather Antos, comic book history started basically when she got hired. But Dan Vicente, Joe Duffy, Louise Simonson, hell, even Devin Grayson.
You're going to add in a lot of bias and a lot of problems there as well.
Repeatedly. I mean, there might be
Yeah, you and Kevin Rose, who he was on Tech TV.
Something really big.
Hey, can you believe that Dan Vicente is working with? It's not a thing because you don't know who's
on Tech TV.
You don't know who Joe Duffy. Say Joe Duffy.
He was on Tech TV.
That dude sounds like a Republican. You have no fucking idea who Joe Duffy is. Because you're not here because you like comics. You're here in spite of comics. You've literally said you are staying in the industry out of spite. Because outside of comics...
Pant inhaler.
factory freaking default settings, basic bitch white girl. Nobody's afraid of you.
For money.
You don't get to act like this. You don't get
With the option of me not putting my name on it.
He was on Tech TV.
Something really big. He made dig.
Dig, yeah, it's
I'm
huge.
not going to compare myself. Dig.
I've created and saved the Ultimate franchise. I've snorted
Hollow Russell. How about... I don't know what that is.
I think both of those are true. But
I have no money, but I have my pants.
This is how Heather Antos talks. This is how T. Franklin talks. This is how
Yeah, you and Kevin Rose, who he was on Tech TV.
Something really big. He made dig.
Dig, yeah, it's
I'm
huge.
not going to compare myself. It is.
who care deeply about him and were utterly shattered by his murder. You hurt everyone. You hurt men. You hurt women. And your place in the industry, because they always like to brag about, oh,
yeah, you and Kevin Rose, who he was on Tech TV.
Something really.
Are all three of you motherfuckers the same person? What the fuck is this? Nobody comes in here, and then three weirdos all at once.
Dig, yeah, it's
I'm
huge.
not going to compare myself. It is to what people thought.
Oh goodness, dig the.
I'm a little bit testy right now. You got me there, Heather. But the difference, one of many. The difference between me and you is
Solo weirdo. Yes, we have the asteroid with the YouTube account.
2015 and the Big Bang Theory.
And then
MCU movies made it look fun.
you're a big fan of drunken atheism.
I read comics.
Well, I don't really talk about atheism on this channel.
I relax by reading.
It's more about alcoholism.
If Jordan White would have
Oh God, Meep.
brunettes instead of blondes, the history of the comic book industry would be much different and much better. The other one.
Yeah, Apophis. Google Apophis. It's a asteroid that's gonna kill us all in 5 years,
Editor of X-Men. He had like a family
from what I
that
understand.
seemed like an easier work with, so that they-
That is what I'm being preached to about.
Talk about
Goodness, dig the.
that's one of those times where you got a time machine. You're like, oh, I want to save comics. You go back to that time, because just giving that shithead and Wes covered it. Jordan White did basically an exit interview with one of those ass-kissing sites, and he was just like an idiot. Like they were talking about major plot points.
Reddit.
that
Photo
never
Reddit. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it was.
There's like
Yeah.
1,000 Krakoa X-Men comics. That's not an exaggeration. There's 1,000 of them. They're like, how come you never explained why Kitty Pryde couldn't go to the Krakoa?
You describe
Like,
yourself-
well, I just assumed everyone knew. Fucking, then why? You couldn't explain it in 1,000 books. Like, the guy was just an idiot. He was an imbecile. Heather Antos is shrapnel.
Goodness, dig the almost
It was a
Reddit.
photo Reddit. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
Here we fucking go. This is what I'm fucking talking about. God damn it.
Forget the name of that. He installs the electromagnet to like pull them away from the heart. I
Really big.
feel like
He
there's
made dig.
a type of surgery to remove them. It's like they weren't machines. It was just like the shape, and then it was like adiabatic pressure, like it just kind of drew them forward. But like, it's actually not like I'm with you. That's not what adiabatic.
Good idea, Meep.
It's like things feel cool and blow air through like a small. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. Hey, good one. Hey, good one, Heather. You got me. I did get a little angry because I actually like comics and read comics. I've watched them be utterly destroyed by people like you, and when you combine me being sick for a month with me witnessing a murder that was rewarded. Yeah, I'm a little testy, and sometimes I'm not as erudite as I could be, you dumb bitch. The idea that people like
Oh, well, he doesn't even fit in the frame.
Not only were people like you not in comics since the very beginning, but people who acted like you didn't really exist.
He is leaning off frame. This isn't even my fault.
Still, to this day, you don't get to act like Alex DeCamp or Tess Fowler. Like, you can't just fuck with people every day for a decade and just...
Dig, yes.
I'm not going to compare myself to
It doesn't
his
exist for
to what people
95% of human history in all cultures, and about half
Oh
of the
goodness,
world.
dig the almost read it.
Photo read it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
Even if your values
You describe yourself. You describe yourself in negative terms about being cuddly. So do you think you were kind of a hard person to work with back in your broadcast days? Do you think of that yourself in general? You're just kind of a thorny guy in the workplace.
Very particular.
a king and you're being like
Do you think of that yourself in general? You're just kind of a thorny guy.
You couldn't like improve the weather.
Guy in the workplace.
The weather's been really bad since you became king. It's like only been 3 years now, man. It's like,
Do you think of that yourself in general? You're just kind of a thorny guy in the workplace.
Very
yeah, I know, but the weather.
Thorny guy.
God, back in the day, even a king had lived through so much bad weather.
That yourself in general, you're just kind of a thorny guy.
Now, if you have certain identities, you know, like a white girl from the Midwest, there's not very many of those. You just get to do whatever the fuck you want. You get to fucking kill people and get Eisner nominations. But anyway, I had one other point to make. Let's get stuff in here. I have to turn off the fan so the audio is at least okay. But yeah, Heather, there weren't people like you in comics before you were hired. In fact, there weren't people who acted like you before like 10 years ago. The idea that someone could come into an industry that they have no interest in, just fuck with people every single day, terrify people, freaking make the
That is
I
interesting.
think I've not been.
top writer at the time, Scott Snyder, like genuflect at your feet because he doesn't want to be called a Nazi.
That is
I
interesting.
think I've not.
No, that never existed. By the way, the women, because you want to play this goo goo gaga thing, like, it's just like, we don't like games. Everyone in the comic book industry and fandom, everyone who is aware that Ann Nesenti exists has a crush on her. The idea that comic book fans just hated women is not true. We only hate women like you. You're awesome.
That
But
is
I think
interesting.
I've not been great to a PA or two over my time. I'm not going to be an idiot and think that I am. In that way.
My experience working on like local TV news stations, the people who are, especially the anchors, and that's interesting because you kind of started out in your way as a TV anchor. That's a very high stress job, and it does attract people who are, I don't want to call them prima donnas necessarily, but they're much more aggro, and they're more likely to react.
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you, I like making those videos, but I'm not going to go in and individually add up
Probably it
all
would have been
these numbers every time. If they have removed the functionality where it just gave you a grand total,
Probably it
that's
would have been
the
better.
privilege quotient. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.
I need to turn on a fucking fan. It's getting too fucking hot. What's up, Zaid?
It's almost like they
Oh yeah, you did?
Who was holding the reins on that whole
Was that
You
today?
thought it was Woody. It's on his channel. He's probably controlling. He could have edited that out. He didn't. So that's probably the reason why. At least in part.
Actually, here's some perfect insight. Woody, did you ever dislike me? No. You never ever disliked me.
And that was exactly what you just said. We had a 2 or 3 hour like the last
What the
time I
fuck?
left. Oh man.
Last time I got a message from you was May 1st, and I responded to it. Oh yeah, I do have another Facebook account that I don't even know how to get into. It stopped. I used to be able to, when I would get banned, I could hop over to another account, but they fucking figured out how to 86 that idea.
I take cues from his looks.
Yeah, it might have been the one. If it's the one where I'm wearing the... Oh yeah? Okay, let's talk. Let's talk. I'm looking... I need money so bad right now. I'm looking for work. So yeah, and more editing, good. Because my day job has not been cutting it. It kind of always happens this time of year. May is like, I guess like the month that I make the less money. My dad, the accountant, was looking at, I just showed him all my, I gave him like copy of all my bank shit. And he was like, yeah, in May you make the least amount of money. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. I don't pay attention.
As a person who's pretty good at it, I'm telling them like, no, he's just, I don't think he was mad at us. I think you're just picking that up. Part of me was like, I wonder if he.
So you're gonna be doing like
or if he's mad.
comics podcast or something?
So if people think that you're mad at them, and they don't get exposed to you often and learn that that's kind of just how you are, you automatically
Negative 50 before I hit your solar system. Negative 50 like your bank account. Still no super chat button. There is, well, I'm not, this channel isn't monetized, but if you want to tip me, if you go into the description, my, what's it called? Stream, what's it called? Fucking TREAMLAB. My TREAMLAB tip link is on there. If anyone does want to tip me.
I was excited. I'm like, okay, I love Dick's show. I'm gonna have him on, chat, laugh. It was a great one. I ended the call and was just like, that was great. People are gonna love Dick. And then
Yeah, like,
listen
oh,
to your
I'm
show
sitting
next
right
week,
here.
expecting
You
to
don't-
hear like,
yeah.
hey, I was on the
He's no-
TSA,
yeah, that's-
check it out, we had a
Some of
good
the
time.
people feel
And you were
very
like,
frightened the
do
opposite.
you guys ever wake up the
And
next
that
morning
could
after
really,
getting drunk
there's
and
fireworks.
have no idea what you did and feel guilty? Well, I went on a large podcast and I think I did that. And I was like, oh no, you killed it. We're feeling bad.
Why is it still doing this?
That was also because I lied about knowing.
I was so excited about that because I brought it up. Like the question was asked during
I don't like how if I have to move the program, it shows everything underneath the fucking program. That could get me in trouble. Revealing my fucking screen when I'm not even sharing it. The fuck, OBS? Godspeed, Jeffrey B. My buds and I want to review every X-Men animated episode in pod form. That sounds cool. Just 97 or the entire series? That sounds like a fun idea.
2 or 3 guys, you're sitting at a table with 6 people, you can pull out a lie and then you go one by one. Who's gonna challenge it? Nobody. And if you sink that down with 50,000, 100,000 people hear it, they all know you're lying.
Sense to me. Yeah, like Paul, I'm sitting right here. You don't. Yeah.
You guys on the like Woody gives off the you're an asshole vibe all the time. They're gonna say this.
Yeah, like Paul, I'm sitting right here. You don't.
They're all like I.
We're like assholes to
Do you see who's on the show this week? Zaid Comics. Adam Sessler from G4.
But make sure you remember one point to whoever you're with and be like, you know, I'm really happy to be sharing this moment with you, by the way. If you just say that, people will be like, oh, I'm reading it wrong. He's not, that was all me. I'm the asshole. I'm the
Companies with different departments, people didn't get that vibe.
As far as you know.
I'm a likable person, I swear. People
Right here, you don't. Yeah.
Oh,
It's just
I can't wait until
Some of the people feel very slightly the opposite. And that could really, there's fireworks
Oh.
that are exposed scenarios
Just
like
saying,
that.
you know what?
Corporations are pretty harsh on people. I agree.
Just say that. I think Harley's right.
Jesus Christ.
They'll probably be like, whoa, I thought you hated me.
Guy has gotta let
Or it'll come across as
dude finish saying what he's saying.
I agree. Corporations are pretty harsh on people. I agree.
The kids have like bracelets on them, the farm systems go off everywhere. You cannot see your children in America. It's very, very difficult. On the other hand, my mother-in-law staying with us, she's very sick. There's no security on old people at all. If you want one, you can go to the hospital.
I agree.
Can you imagine, like, if I'm laying in a bed dying when I'm 80 and, like, a masked man comes in with a gun, he's like, what do you got? Where's your good shit? Oh, have you come to whisk me away? Thank God. Like, I'll go anywhere you say. Like, it's gotta be, anything would be better than that.
Sacred care for old people. You know, we've got to kiss it. There's a mother-in-law suite we're not using. Let's go kiss the mother-in-law.
That's
I
just
just
the
had-
way that we have to go along
I
with
just had another one of those
back.
cringy, like, your shitty memory thing.
Speaking of bad
having old
decisions,
folks home.
probably
I was
the
like
bit.
seven.
I don't want to put you in a bad light. You said, of course, I respect this, by the way. Like, I don't want to talk. You don't want to speak on behalf of other people or put them in a bad light, which is completely fair. Speaking of bad decisions, I think some might say, and obviously they didn't need to do it for the money, but you know, that the new version of G14, the G14 2.0, which was Comcast Spectrum adventure, and of course everything that went along with that everyone is well aware of, with Frost, yeah, et cetera, et cetera.
That's like when a man with a turban was standing behind my dad in line.
PayPal banned you? Fucking why?
Looked at a genie.
My Cash App?
She's like 6 years old, so it's like what my dad just
When I was 5, or no, I guess maybe even younger, like 4, I was at a daycare, and my mom dropped me off.
I guess I should put my Cash App in there too.
And came back to get me.
What is my name on Cash App? Oh, I'll put it in the chat.
She's like, what? Those little brown bears?
Oops.
Like, yeah, those little brown bears right over there. And it was just 4 little black kids that I'd been playing with. And I thought they were brown bears. Oh, I also,
What the
I
fuck?
thought that the word lumpy meant ugly, and so I loudly shouted at a deformed man when I was 6 at a grocery store that he was a lumpy man. And my mom had to tell me that we're leaving. I didn't get well. I caused some problems for my mom. I was a leash kid. I got put on a leash in malls. Were any of you leash kids?
Cacao.
Harley? Did you have a leash?
I didn't know that was my. I didn't know Drunken Atheist Studio was my Cash App name.
actually was notorious for breaking off the
Moneyside Drunken Atheist Studio.
Yeah,
I should put all this shit because I need to have all of them. Because my hairstylist, she only does Venmo, doesn't do Cash App. The guy I edit the Punk Rock Tacos video for, he only does Cash App, he doesn't do Venmo. And I get paid doing this show through PayPal. What am I on? What am I on here on Venmo?
Because I was so dedicated to my hide and seek game of being inside those circular clothes things.
Oh, those were the best, man.
Yeah, I love hiding.
Serious thinking done in those things.
You could. You could lots of
I wonder how Taylor would have fared under my mom. Like,
I think that on Venmo I'm
like
at
Yeah, for those of you who know, pretty some licks as a kid.
Hairstylist. She's also my bikini model and does the twerk videos for the channel. It's just the name of somebody who cuts my hair.
I did I was 7, your brother was probably 5.
I need to maintain the scraps that remain in my old age.
Like, you see moms walking down the street with 2 kids in them. I took one of those, and we had an
Frost
enormous
gas, et
hill
cetera,
in my backyard when I was growing up. A giant willow tree popped right in the
gas,
middle of it.
et
It was the only tree there, and the woods were hundreds of yards back. And so I told my brother we were gonna have a fun ride down the thing. What I didn't tell him is that I would not be joining him. And
I
was
had
gonna
just
take
been
him up,
pushed out by
so
my
he
3
couldn't-
partners from
he
the
couldn't
town.
get out. So I
COVID it is.
together,
And I'm like,
and you know, the only thing you have to do is the older brother, like, because like obviously if he resisted, he like 5 years, 7 years old, he would have escaped. All you have to do is the older brother's like, yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
Legacy
And he's all
that
taped
felt a
up.
little bit
And I
positive.
remember standing there with my hand on this wagon, ready to push him down the hill to see what would happen, like on this unplaceable thing. And I hear my dad from the balcony behind you, Taylor, do not let go of that wagon. Immediately, the telltale signs of an adult running quickly down the stairs.
Frost gas, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Like, all right, it is now or
Don't
never.
presume that I didn't know the money. I had just been pushed out by my 3 partners from the town.
Careening down this hill.
COVID it.
And I'm like, and I had an engine that well. I was like,
This is
it's gonna
not
go
good.
straight into the middle of the fucking yard. What could possibly go wrong? He'll slow to a stop and be fine. I'm not gonna explain.
Oh my gosh. Apophis, speaking of PayPal, I just read this story. What's her face? That one girl, Belle Delphine. She just posted this story that when she was selling her bathwater, doing that whole thing, after all of everything got purchased, PayPal deleted her account and then just pocketed the $90,000 that she had raised there, and she was just left high and dry. I could not believe that. It's so crazy. So yeah, she got banned probably because Stripe or whatever, they're really weird about adult content, but they didn't refund the money to the people who paid. Like, that's insane.
Don't presume that I didn't need the money.
No, I had a
People get killed over a few $100s. I can't imagine 90,000 fucking dollars. Oh really? How does PayPal even fucking know?
I had just been pushed
Gambling
out by
money?
my 3 partners from the techno. COVID it is. And I'm
Oh, you know, good times. But as long as you do it, did you have like more of a protective instinct toward her at all, or were you not that kind of older brother?
I'm not adjusting this part. Fuck it. He looks fine. He's not, as long as his head's in frame.
And she's a tomboy, so my dad had the
How
same
old-
plan as you. When he
There are
said she
there are
was-
mixed
she
signals
was
about
down
how
with it.
involved you were because
She wanted to get into sports and do everything else too, so she was pretty well occupied, and she was always carrying it back. So I don't think she needed anyone to
well,
protect
in the
her.
beginning I was involved.
Still doesn't.
And then it was
Like,
fair
my
enough.
show has this huge feud, ongoing feud with Maddox. And it
You were supposed to be a
continues.
host.
We're in the trademark opposition stage now, but he's got these. Maddox has this network of total
You were
shit,
supposed to be a host.
shit content,
I wasn't supposed to be
shit podcasts, and guys who are just complete assholes that will have entire episodes dedicated to everybody in my family, going down through them and like saying how they're shit. They're like doing shit like my girlfriend's a teacher and they're going into like how awful they think she looks and all this horrible stuff about her, like making up fake
Can I get in
accounts.
on this? Am I allowed to have a feud with Maddox?
Oh yeah.
That guy. He looks like Mitch McConnell to me.
Dude, it was so out of line, but the day one of these guys fucked up enough.
Not incorrect advice.
He got his,
Yeah.
he got his YouTube and his Patreon Patreon shut down, and it was the best. Like just this piece of shit
That's so.
losing
And
$800 a
I
month.
really,
Like,
I don't know what they, what other people have said. I really thought there were some neat people that they had brought on board.
What was it that got his channel?
I don't know. Like they don't tell you. I asked them. They don't tell you why they shut stuff down. But I think like having shows purely dedicated to going like people's real fucking names, pictures of them, like saying where they work, going into like great detail about. I guess they don't like that.
Oh, Logan Paul and his brother, yeah.
It just keeps us. We used to make up stuff about things. And the worst part about it is like three things that are false and it was true. And then like the other stuff was bad.
Yeah, no, thank God.
About it, yeah.
I'm like, man, why doesn't he? Oh,
Yeah, no, thank God.
About it, yeah.
anyway, there was a day where my voice was terrible.
We're giving that opportunity to shine. And I feel
Yeah, from everything from the interviews
Hey,
I've
Green
done,
Moose.
my own little investigation, talking to people, it seems like most of the problems came.
I really like. I don't know what they, what other people have said. I really thought there were some neat people that they brought on.
It's driving me crazy.
TV 2.0, which was Comcast Spectacor adventure, and of course everything that went along with that everyone is well aware of with Frosty, etc., etc. So.
Don't presume that I didn't need the money. I had just been pushed out by my three partners from the tech company. COVID had hit. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is not good. And then suddenly this G4 thing came. I'm like, problem solved. I found a new way to generate income. So, I mean, that just sounds snide or sarcastic or cynical. That was the only reason I did it. Is I needed to figure out how on earth. How on earth I can make it to the next week. I mean, there was some stuff, but I'm like, I never did that well from G4 working with that company until the payout. So it was I mean, my initial reason for that, but there was a sense that I would like to have resolved the way in which I parted ways. So this was a way to get some resolution to that. Also, there were things I really wanted to correct in how we talk about games online. And, that I played with predominantly white. I played with predominantly male.
What are you dropping off there?
Yeah. You lay out the premise of this book for Harvard?
Oh, men are better than women? I mean, I feel like the title, I feel like this is the only book where you can really judge it by its cover.
It's literally a picture of a man with a greater than sign with a picture of a woman.
Things had changed significantly until that time. And it wasn't as long as I wanted to write, but I wanted to...
I'm always drinking water, Green Moose. What are you talking about? Of course, it was a bottle of water.
Help shape something that was a little bit more representative of the future. And the people that played in that. And so it sounded like a way for me to have a paycheck and a way for me to do something with my legacy that felt a little bit positive.
I have bottles of water simultaneously.
How will their big signals?
Beer tastes gross.
Because
well, in the beginning I was involved, and then it was very not.
interesting.
Before we even went there is probably when I was chatting quite a bit. I was supposed to be a consultant and do a little bit on camera. That might come as a surprise to you.
Because it gets me drunk.
I wasn't supposed to be a host. The problem is I tapped out about the numbers, and I was trying to also say, like, hey guys, I know you need those numbers, but if you keep on relying on me, that's not good. Like, we've got to build up the other talents so they can bring in the numbers as well. But there was also a need to sort of stay afloat. And, I mean, do it. So,
Not incorrect advice.
yeah. That's, and I really buy it. I just,
Yeah, but this is the thing about my drinking is I don't want to get drunk. I want to build up to a buzz and then maintain that buzz. If I get drunk, then editing is annoying and playing video games is annoying. I don't like getting shit-faced, despite the fact that I'm constantly drinking.
I really thought there were some unique people that they brought that were very good about articulating opinion for us. Who I felt I wanted to just continue to help pass the thought that it would be like, I approve of this person because I didn't like people saying that's not bullshit. That's not a way you know, this is very representative of where I think the G4 brand should go. Is people with strong opinions. That was always kind of the X-Blade brand. And all these, everyone on that X-Blade would formulate an opinion, even ones I didn't always agree with. I don't care about agreeing with damn opinions. I don't believe there's a right or a wrong one. I just like to hear someone that can make it, stand behind it, and sort of defend, like, you know, in video games, every hill is a hill to die on. And
I think I'm gonna go see Furiosa tomorrow.
But to give you a sense, Ed had emergency back surgery in 2021. 2020. Never been fun. I think it's 2020. No, 2021. And
Yeah.
I was back in the chair well before my doctor wanted me because they just were like, we can't move you in those numbers for that period of time. But then that was getting stressful. The station launches, that's when, so I guess the way of putting it is, I started having misgivings about what I had signed up for, sort of period of time. I thought we were recreating the show. We were going to do the television show on the internet with the television aspect as well. I think those were coming together, like, okay, now it looks like we're doing something more like what I did in Rep 3, where we're doing small segments and putting it out there. Okay, I can do that, that's not what I want.
What sounds like a superhero movie?
Not the logo design, much more than that in the context of it.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, I'm just saying that I'm it's still it was a podcast. It takes a lot, tremendous amount of effort from both sides.
But then there is this event where
It's flopping at the box office. That's not exactly true, Jeffrey B. Though all those reports are making it sound like it flopped. It's slightly underperforming than what they forecast it. But what they're saying about it is that Garfield and Furiosa failed at, it's the worst Memorial Day box office ever, but the movies are doing fine. Well, maybe not fine, but if Furiosa came out last weekend instead of Memorial Day weekend, they wouldn't be able to run those headlines. So there's a little bit of clickbait going on.
Somebody else that kind of sucks, but you know.
Well, so he wants to continue to.
Why don't you want to see it, Jeffrey?
Yeah, that's what I assume.
And you feel like you started.
It's George Miller doing more action stuff. What I'm worried about, though, is there going to be too much CGI. That's like the only thing I'm worried about, is them cutting corners and it just like paling in comparison to Fury Road. But George Miller ain't known to sleep on, and I see people saying, oh, it's fucking woke because it stars a woman. I'm like, this is a fucking George Miller movie. He's not these millennial dog shit writers, and this isn't like a Disney production. I haven't heard anything about Warner Brothers coming in and doing a bunch of studio interference or saying that, oh, you must put in this and that. Yeah. CGI does suck. People over rely on it. I would have preferred a remake or sequel to Waterworld. You're speaking almost pure American here. I have no idea what Memorial Day weekend is. Oh, it's a holiday. Remember, it's a holiday that lands on a Monday that gives certain employees a 3-day weekend because a lot of stuff is closed on Memorial Day. Not a lot of stuff, but like the post office and shit. And it's a big weekend for movies because it's like a 3-day weekend. Thanks, Apophis. Yeah, happy Memorial Day, everyone.
There was no signed contract or anything like that. There is a
And stuff. Where like you're drinking really sour drinks and stuff, and I'm like, this is, I don't even understand. And that's where I was like, this seems more like something you could articulate.
Spring Bank holiday.
And I think what
Does you have any holidays dedicated to the veterans of your country? Oh, do you actually have a Monday off holiday that lands today? That's interesting. I wonder if the reason why Memorial Day lands on this day is to... Fuck me, god damn it. The yawning is killing me. I've been tired all weekend. We have like 10 a year.
the best was 2008. I guess like those people that the boxers, you know, wrestlers, boxers, just jack-offs back in the old days. Really, I can't remember.
What do you mean, Venmo Apophis? Have you sent me a tip or are you just teasing me?
Under PUBG Pro Gamer, I guess, is the competition. But we had signed a document together that was
What?
incorporation of the company.
What?
So it was just a document that we were on together, so we were automatically, that was the only documentation.
You just sent me $100?
Like any sort of like document.
Oh my gosh, did you mean to send that much?
Or whatever, or anything like that. Like that's just, you know, that stuff goes a long
Thank
way.
you so much.
Would you just like not to name the show that?
That right now,
Add this future revenues?
that's coming in very handy. Because I owe $500 to my electric company and I need to get my brakes did. $100 is helping a lot because it's very slow season. So thank you so fucking much.
Like, I mean, the show still gets
Wow.
money, right? Doesn't it?
Yeah, the bonus episode
Wow.
is in fact still selling.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I actually am in a situation that's just been deflating my mood for the past like 3 weeks. Brakes are a state of mind. You don't need them. Oh, well, I beg to differ. They have been chirping at me for a few weeks now. And if I drive on them for too much longer, they're gonna blow out, and then it's gonna be more expensive to fix because then I have to get new calipers too. I've been there. I haven't had to get brakes done since my last car that the transmission shit out on over the summer, and I drove it too far and it busted, and instead of just changing pads, it was harder. It's harder for my guy to fix it, and then he needs machines. Yeah, I haven't changed brakes on a car since like 2005.
What's happening with the trademark is wrong, so I'm taking the goodwill
I feel safer handing it off to someone else.
want to be done with it.
A trusted mechanic.
We'll try it. But until we do, I think it's a lot more than
I don't have tools. That's a big thing.
yeah, it's great.
If I could get those tires off faster than my skinny arms trying to crank out all the lug nuts and that taking me 20 minutes a tire at least. Maybe I would. You know, I could get a PVC pipe to use on to get some more leverage. That would get them off faster, but yeah, I'm not much of a handyman with that stuff. Dude, I'll tell you guys a story. I had a friend of mine who said, oh, I could change brakes. So I brought it over to him. He did in his parking lot. And then, like, a month or so later, all of a sudden, I'm driving down a street with the speed limit is like 55. So it's like a highway. And all of a sudden, I see a red light up ahead. So I tap the brakes. It goes straight to the ground. And it's just like I'm flying at 55, 60 miles an hour. And eventually, luckily, I just kept pumping the brakes and they came back. What had happened was the guy who fixed them, the dumbass, he flipped over the thing that squeezes the brake pads together. He flipped it around and put it on backwards. So it made a twist in my brake line, which created a crazy amount of heat. It started rubbing, so the brakes started rubbing against the rotor, which would heat up all the brake fluid in the line, and it ended up vaporizing it. So all the brake fluid in my brake lines was steam. So then the brakes weren't working, and then it would calm down fast. It would turn back into liquid, but he almost killed me because I had someone who knew how to do brakes, probably as much as I know how to do brakes. He almost fucking killed me. I almost went flying into a bunch of cars at an intersection at 60. Yeah, so I'm not going to a shop, but I'm going to a more reputable mechanic. Not just some dumbass that I know.
Oh, Logan Paul and his brother, yeah.
He's not in Texas, talks like a Yankee. I do? What did I say? I don't even realize I have a Chicago accent, but not the last time. 2 times ago I was in California, and everybody said I talked weird.
Oh, Logan Paul and his brother.
Part of it.
Oh, Logan Paul and his
I barely ate. I think I stopped earlier. I lost like 14 pounds.
brother, yeah.
It was all I thought about. I couldn't sleep.
And I'm like, this feels like just a hate.
Did I say 2 days?
I'm like, I just want to do video game stuff and look at some people like,
Oh, shit. Oh no, it's back. The Twitch is back. The Holowiki named after the U.S. forefathers. Nah, my name is a Polish import that has probably been in the country for just about 100 years. Holowikis. Maybe a little over 100 years. Chris Holowiki. I never knew I had an account until I had Xbox Live in like middle school, and everyone kept telling me to go ride my horse. An accent. Oh, I see. You didn't say account. You said accent. Yeah, that worried me for a second because it said offline. I don't know what happened. Polish forefathers are on Mount Rushmore, Playboy. Man, if I ever became Superman, I would do exactly what all of those, the bad Supermen, what are they fucking called? General Zod? I would laser eyes myself all up on the Mount Rushmore. Just 4 of me. My family on my mom's side moved to the UK from Poland.
I'd love to see you do another thing.
Family on my mom's side moved to the UK from Poland to escape the Nazis in World War II. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, it looks like Twitch is bugging out again. Is it my internet connection?
There's gotta be people like
Chris Holowicki. It's actually pronounced like Holowicki. I talked to like some Polish people straight from the motherland. That's what they tell me. Nah, your YouTube stream is fine. Okay. Alright, must just be on the Twitch end.
Kind of relaunch the show again with some new considerations of financial and others. And that coincided with my wife getting diagnosed with brain cancer. Like one of the sites was freaking soft.
Jesus.
And this would have been how about the 19th revision of actually that I've done with my lifetime, and to have it right after we went through this relaunch, which was
Binkowski, but they changed it to Binks to make it easier for English people to say. Binks is a cool name. It actually sounds like it, when I hear it, I would think that that's a straight up English name. Mr. Binks. Oh, it's Mr. Binks now, isn't it? Yeah.
I think that kind of answers your question as to what happened, but I tied a really cool way on everything.
An illegal ate a bald eagle named Holowicki. Yeah, I'm having deja vu again. I think you were telling me that. I was not able to verify that. Yeah. The DA let him go. People are supposed to get into serious shit for killing bald eagles.
When you have a health crisis like that, a lot of she's good now.
Thank God.
But yeah, and then at the very end of that year, right as I had started to come back a little bit, now the company's been bought. Now I don't get as much. That's when they pulled the plug. So it was one of those. I felt bad because like I was fine. I was everything, and I felt bad for a lot of these young people that had the talent. They had the ambition. I mean, they had the skills to really help.
131.46. 131.40. Felt bad.
What the station was trying to
Really?
a moving target unlike anything I've ever seen. And they just weren't giving that opportunity to shine. And I feel good. Like I still
Yeah, from everything from the interviews I've done and my own little investigation, talking to people, it seems like most of the problems came about production. It was so people who were executives or in between, and they had no idea what they were doing.
It wasn't even so much.
Once upon a time, I think in the earlier days, it was like I would go places and people would put it on and be like, right, you? Yeah. I actually, because I edited
Trying to nudge us.
150, no matter what, when I hear me or if something's being edited or someone puts it on, I'm like, turn that fucking guy off.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than when someone I know finds out.
You have a crazy memory, Chris. This was years ago we talked about that. No, it can't be. It can't be. It had to have been like 4 to 8 weeks ago, tops.
You know what? We're actually not doing video game television. We're doing a bunch of Sony things.
If it comes up that I have a YouTube channel or something, or once upon a time, my wife is always like, "Show the dog collar video. Show the dog collar video. Get your phone." And it's like, no, not that. Oh no.
You would have been just.
That is the one that I would show.
Oh,
Basically, Marty
really?
Great Dane dog collar on, and then barking loudly to see what kicks in, and it like your foot was tapping. It was so powerful by the end.
We talked about this bald eagle thing then. Yes, Green Moose. You've spoken at length about your feelings about YouTube and their chat.
My leg is kicking and my head is tripping and my hands are like this.
The video that I showed with Nick, that's not as
That's
cool.
wild.
Like, 'cause I would never send them like a video game video of mine to be like, this is what I was like in 2010.
Where's
Like,
my
no
vape?
one was that.
Oh.
But the one I send to them when they're like, oh, you did the YouTube thing. Yeah, send me something. Remember Hurricane Sandy? That fun thing? As that was
Dude,
happening,
Green Moose. It might be because my phone is like 5 years old now, but YouTube chat is a nightmare on my goddamn phone. Half the time it won't even let me type into it. I don't know what the deal is, but I fucking hate it.
In retrospect, I should have waited until Hurricane Sandy passed until I posted it.
But yeah.
Because people,
They were relying on Adam Sessler's famous talent, Mind Reader.
But that's the one that got you. Because like, I'd rather than watch that and be like, man, what a piece of shit, insensitive person, than open up the video and have me in 2011 being like, hey, I'm using the Star S on shipment today. I just, oh, I just want to scream at somebody. But you must be pretty happy you didn't jump into the YouTube thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Twitch is gone again? What is wrong with fucking Twitch?
Whatever I hear, like, even stuff I heard last week, we do an hour.
I could see it freaking out right here on the screen.
I'll listen to it and just go.
That's what I have Twitch up as my monitor to check the stream. I never know what's happening on the YouTube end. That's when I learned your last name. I was fascinated. Wow. I didn't know we went that far back. Apophis. Yeah. The amount of people making assumptions about Nick's situation is crazy. Oh yeah, everyone's got a hot take about the Nick Rekieta shit. Yeah. Did they? The Holowikis? They have a big hand in it?
That one was good. That one sentence was good. Delete everything else.
You should take up a heavier hand than editing.
Yeah, it feels like many of them have been able to move on across pretty much.
It's not as big a deal.
I don't want to say her career was new.
You don't see a lot. I don't see a lot of Holowikis. Like, I search them online. There's a guy who works at Pixar, or he maybe used to work at Pixar, called EJ Holowiki. Possibly a distant relative, but it's not a very common name.
And so the people watching them, they're like, oh, yeah, when they say people aren't people unless they're American, they're joking around. But we don't explain that. And so I'm sure like 4 episodes ago, we're like, oh, there was a horrible tsunami in Africa. It's like, ah, how many people died? They're not even real. Fuck it. Like, it just comes off as
It's Witwiki. Oh.
yeah, it's fun.
Oh.
It's just so uncomfortable to go back and listen and think, oh, like that memory that was in my head in 8th grade.
Dude, totally.
Did you guys have 8th grade?
Because it does feel like some.
Must be just looking in the wrong places.
Some of it was that she did want to look into other ventures, but her life was made very difficult from that experience.
It absolutely was.
I can remember how hot I thought she was.
Life was made
and I'm
very
trying
difficult
to not
from
remember right now because I know she was like what, 13 or something like that.
It's like the same thing when you're at the mall and you like see a girl with a great ass and then she turns around and her mom walks up and you're like, oh,
that it was.
It absolutely
What were you saying, Mark?
That it was.
I actually
said that when you were checking a girl out.
As soon as you heard hot 13-year-old, Harley's mind went zoomed in.
I'm not saying that
God forbid.
I don't go.
Go won't get
I
broke.
don't go by
It's just that's all.
places, obviously, because that's what pedos do. And I'm saying if you're at the mall and you see a lady with a nice ass, what you think is a lady with a nice ass, like standing at Chick-fil-A, and then she turns around and she's got braces on, and you know, like a spelling bee champion shirt or whatever. It just feels gross. But at the same time, it's like, you never know before she turned around. That could have just been a
From behind, she looked like a 16 or 17-year-old.
I can recall being at like old convention, like big
There was a
conference,
lot of
like,
energy.
3 years ago, and like someone coming up to me like talking, and you know, we were like, "How old are you?" They're like 17. I'm like, "Get away from me." I'm like mad at like security that it's like an open bar thing at night, and there's like kids.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't,
Yeah, maybe.
There was a lot of energy. I can't imagine.
It's funny that we
run to the truck section first.
It's funny that we use bonobos as an illustration before being like, see, the females play with the dolls, the males play with the trucks, and it's also like, yeah, and they all fuck each other. Like the families fuck each other. They all fuck each other. The men fuck the men, and the boys and the daughters and the moms, and it's like a crazy orgy. And we're like, look at that.
Whatever that site is, yeah,
Yeah, but everybody's sucking that.
No, and it wasn't.
So,
It
like,
wasn't.
there's
It
way
wasn't
more
anyone
at play.
outside that had tipped you over. It was giving you television.
Do you see this? He can't get a fucking thought out without.
That had tipped you over. It was giving you television.
Every single time. This is so hard to edit. I think this is probably what started driving me crazy every time I started getting in on this.
It was literally a house. It was gonna happen one thing or the next.
I get in trouble because after going, because at first I thought I kind of leaned in maybe this was Fox's fault, but after talking, because at first I thought I kind of leaned in maybe this was Fox's fault, but after talking with her and looking to it, I get the feeling it really was.
Honestly, from you, that's the pot calling the kettle black. What is that supposed to mean?
After going, because at first I thought I kind of leaned in maybe this was Fox's fault, but after talking
Oh.
with her and looking to it, I get the feeling it really wasn't because they took what was basically a message to her daily stream.
No, I don't understand.
Framed it completely to this giant political thing, which wasn't what she was trying to say at all. And then when everything collapsed, they basically pinned it on her.
Yeah.
Just doing playful things. Like I already opened my presents, and so like Kirby, the young male monkey, I like handed him one of my presents. And he like looked at it and examined it and dropped it, and like, oh, he's like thinking about playing with it. And then I got a little Kawasaki. You know those little tiny four-wheeler things that kids sit on and me.
You'd be a nightmare to edit? Yeah, probably.
I was riding that around, you know, as the monkeys were
Yeah,
racing
that's
around
true.
all the time.
I'm always interrupting my own thoughts while I'm trying to talk.
Knocks me off of my Kawasaki and drives it away.
I'll do, like, in the rare occasion where I do script out something, I'll do, like, 3 or 5 takes on the thing, and it's still, they're all crap when I go back and look at them. I'm like, it still looks like shit. There is a best of the 5, but it still sucks.
That's right.
Like, oh, don't look at me, don't just play with something else, but pretend, you know, let her have the Kawasaki. And I don't know why that didn't traumatize me not liking monkeys. If anything, it just made me like them more.
You got bullied by the monkey?
Yeah.
I got bullied by one of the monkeys, the other one was super. And so, you know, it wasn't too bad. If anything, it taught me, you know, a little bit of character.
What a
When
convenient
a monkey
scapegoat.
pushes you off your Kawasaki, what do? You go play with your other monkey.
Actually, I love monkeys because it's just they're so
What a convenient scapegoat. I think we're gonna let the scapegoat be.
I saw a Bonobo video where it's like they put one in a cage. He's in a cage and he's there, and then they have another one, and they put all of this food in the middle of that cage that is accessible by another bonobo. So one of them is locked up, and in an adjacent cage is a pile of food, and the other bonobo can go in. The other bonobo would go in and use this like kind of like somewhat
also
advanced
one thing that was kind of
for
stunned
the other bonobo.
no one
Even
really
if it was a
understood
stranger
what was
bonobo,
out there.
he would go and open it.
I thought
open the
after
door,
they
and
did,
then
everyone was
split the
well
food.
aware of how the
And they always did that. They always shared.
like
And if there are like closest relatives, it's interesting and think of them, you think of us, like they're the one, I believe, the one ape that doesn't kill. Like they don't have any violence in their culture or their society.
They do solve a lot of stuff like fucking, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting just to be like, it's like, maybe ideally we could be more like bonobos. Split the food, open the cage. Is it a boy or is it a girl? It doesn't matter.
It'd be more fun to be like a gorilla, to be like that running gorilla. You know, like that's the grand poobah of Monkey Town, in my opinion, is the wild silverback that's got that harem of the bitches who know exactly what they need to be doing to keep that guy's attention. And all he has to do all day is look out for adolescent, smaller gorillas, and then if they wander too close, you just go and use your gorilla strength and beat the shit out of them, and probably tear their balls off, because that's nature. That's what they do. Yeah, that's what I would want to be. I would want to be a bonobo.
It's the opposite of control hierarchy.
Chimpanzees do, and gorillas, I'm sure they do as well. I find it's pretty vicious in a lot of ways. Like, if you fuck with a bonobo...
Oh, yeah. So many yeahs.
There's a video where a chimpanzee wanders into the
so many yeahs.
rival gang, and it's almost like a movie where, and of course, like David fucking Attenborough.
Doing this, and I'm not on my ADD meds right now either. I didn't want to take them because I actually want to get out and do stuff tomorrow, and I'm afraid if I take a Ritalin, I'll stay up till noon.
Yeah, talking to my friends, they're much more established.
I'm almost done though. I have 13, 14, 15 minutes left of the episode.
Hold him down, and the main monkey grabs his balls and just rips him off. And then they all start digging into the monkey in the way that zombies do, where they just put their fingers like this on the stomach of the monkey and tear it open and start eating it.
Can you not take it when you first wake up? I do take it when I first wake up, but it only lasts like 3 to 5 hours. More like 4 hours. I don't know, I've seen how you express yourself when you write stuff down. I think if you scripted stuff more often, you'd make killer content. Maybe I'll start trying. I think we've talked about this the other day. Like, I could use ChatGPT to help me just... How do I fucking word this? Because I'll get stuck sometimes, and then I'll feel like so fucking stupid, because I'm like, how do I make this into a coherent sentence? But yeah, I wake up at 4 in the afternoon and I take one, and then I go to work for like 4 to 5 hours, and then I come back here and it's worn off by then. Usually it wears off near the end of my shift, because I'll notice I'll start fucking things up, making mistakes, and then I'll look at the clock. I'm like, oh yeah, my meds have worn off.
It was a forest at the zoo. I wish I had the words for it. This tiger, he bit the guy from the back of the neck and dragged him as he walked. The tiger's stride didn't change. The tiger's neck, he wasn't like, dragging it, like struggling with it. It was like he had picked up a small branch and a dog was playing fetch.
Yeah.
This guy, and I think he broke into like a little gallop or something. With the human dragging, he's the smallest guy. We can call him.
So yeah, with the Ritalin thing, like, I could have taken one right when I got off work and I would be okay, but I'm not gonna take one at 3 in the morning.
Superhuman strength.
Not tonight, at least.
Let's talk about core competencies. You know, the core competency of a human being. I can Sudoku around anything in the animal kingdom. I've done one Sudoku my whole life. Put the most difficult one in the world in front of me and put the most simple one in the world in front of any creature in the animal kingdom, and I will blow it out of the water. That's our core competency. We see patterns and we solve problems better than anything else in our own way. Meanwhile, like, we're weak as fuck. The strongest human being, Brock Lesnar, if he had to fight a female chimp that weighed a third of him, that chimp would fucking kill him. It wouldn't be close. It wouldn't be like, man, Brock really got a good fit. No.
I'm doing okay. Nobody, the chat isn't distracting me.
Fuck, I need to weigh options here. You know,
Thanks for tuning in. I've run some really quiet streams over the weekend. Like, I think I had 2 streams where like nobody showed up. Usually someone will pop in and say hey for a minute, but
even though we can be bigger, we can be taller, lankier, it doesn't fucking matter. A little tiny monkey or a little sea creature, like they're so much stronger than us because they have to be. Like, imagine a monkey out there with the upper body strength of Homo sapiens. You think we could skirt at these fat chance?
Every time,
No way.
every time he swings the branch,
We'll wrap up here, and I really appreciate taking the time, Adam. Just a quick question.
like a
Do you
regular
have
human upper body.
just a few more questions. We'll wrap up here, and I really appreciate taking the time, Adam. Just a few more questions. Do you have any regrets, or do you have any like feelings about the second era G4 that you just wish people understood that they just didn't seem to get? Do you feel like that issue was well covered, or you feel like, oh, that's just kind of a broken mess?
It still frustrates me. That was yeah. That had been working, but I hope that they deter that to go to a lot of the young talent that have been working, but I hope that they deter that to go to
Yeah, no, I hope so too. For the most part, I think most of it has come out relatively unscathed.
Yeah,
from what I can
no,
tell.
I do too. Yeah, no, I do too. But I think some of them really deserve to go further. Like, I was like excited to work with them. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of neat.
Are you done with Twitter? Are you done with like the backup for social media?
I think so. I'm on Instagram. I should tweet. And their children grow up, excuse me.
Facebook used to be good for that, but
when Seth laughs, the mic in these programs does not like when people are laughing, so it just noise gates it all out. And it's not to the benefit of the interview, I found.
Facebook is
Like when I did the Vito interview, he's cackling through a lot of it, and Vito's got such a great laugh, but it just gets dumped out and like screwed up some of the things because he would say something really ridiculous and then start laughing, but the audio isn't there. So it just sounds like he's making a statement.
It used to be good for that, but these days it's even worse than Instagram.
Any new mushroom strains? I have no idea. I'm not well versed on that. When it comes to mushrooms, it's just something I've not done in ages.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Never asked. Yeah, that might be true. Well, Vito has a very loud laugh. I think that's why it happened.
Deserve to go to a place and not be a rat.
Come to Texas. We got all them. Nice. So you and Jeffrey are both from Texas, and Kara Fro, who is in here a lot, she's Texas too. I have so many fans in Texas.
No, that's like if you held like 70.
It's a big state. It's a big state. It might be a Zoom thing, Chris, and maybe I'm using the word noise gate incorrectly.
No, that's like if you.
Maybe it's not the thing that's plopping it out. I think it is.
You held like 70% American public. Like that's normal everywhere but Twitter.
This is me, and I can't take it anymore. I'm not too old for that. I don't want to see that kind of authority
anymore. Oh, it also could be whatever. I know that Pete runs audio a lot. He'll enhance it, and that seems to do a lot of weird anomalies happen in the files. That could also be the thing.
I would read it. I think your history and story is interesting. That's why I had you on the show. Story is interesting. That's why I had you on the show. Story is interesting. That's why I had you on the show. I would read it. I think your history and story is interesting. That's why I had you on the show. Chris Gore just he did his documentary on mostly Attack of the Show, and that did pretty well. So I think there is a market out there. Your history and story is interesting. That's why I had you on the show. Chris Gore just he did his documentary on mostly Attack of the Show, and that did pretty well. So I think there is a market out there for it.
Yes, and I don't. Well, I think that my story is interesting. You think, Peter, that my story is interesting.
I do.
It's whether or not. And I don't. Well, I think that my story is interesting. You think, Peter, that my story is interesting.
I do.
It's whether or not somebody on one of three particular streets in Manhattan thinks my story is that interesting. And that I just got 100% on.
Okay. Last question.
I'm looking for a Josephine. Working at a 7-Eleven ab line.
You sometimes said that you don't like gamers. You don't like gaming. That can't possibly be true. It sounds like.
You know what, logic would go somewhere very scary, very dark for me.
Oh, 3 minutes left. I've been taking a leaf out of your book and playing older games that I already own or are cheap. I'm addicted as fuck to Fallout 4. Nice. I just started playing that Mad Max game, which it seems fun so far, but I've been too tired. I've only streamed it twice, I think. I don't think I'm gonna get in any of that tonight either. Maybe I'll be up for it. I'll get a second wind after I eat something. I don't think I've eaten any food today. I had half of a slice of pizza at 4:30. Yeah, that's all I ate today.
Home, family, religion, career, etc.
What the fuck? Uh-oh.
It's a retard already.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much, Adam, for doing the show. For doing the show. That was.
I'm not hungry, I'm nauseous. I'll get hungry after I peel off a few more of these rolling rocks, though. Maybe I should just have some Greek yogurt. I could eat that whenever. It probably doesn't help my exhaustion. Hold on 1 second, please hold. Think about that vicious cycle. I don't eat because I'm nauseous. And I'm nauseous because I don't eat. Yeah. Yeah. I need to change up everything that I'm doing because over the winter, all right, I'm 38 turning 39 this upcoming month. For the past 20 years, I remained at like 145, 150. And over this winter, I've jumped up to like 165. And I didn't even notice. But I'm putting on all these shirts that have fit me for years. And oh my God, they do not fit me anymore. I cannot wear smalls anymore. And it's all in my gut. And it's all the carbs I'm getting off of these fucking beers. So my body has turned on me. My metabolism has died. R.I.P. 1985 to 2024. So now I have to either get fat with skinny arms or I have to fucking figure something out. I have to do something. I should gotta start jogging, and I'm probably get a health club membership and not drinking 10 beers every day. Yeah. See, and I don't think that I don't think I could pull off. I don't think I could. I'm just gonna look like shit. I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's got a dad bod now. You're just like, Chris, you look fucked. That's what people are gonna say to me. So I gotta do something, or I just let myself fall apart. I've never had to worry about my weight or what I eat or anything. It's just now. I mean, 38 is a good run. Being able to eat and do whatever I want and never exercise. To not have to do anything about that till 38, that's a good run, but I don't want to fall apart. Yeah, I know. And you know what I was doing, Chris, before I started this stream? I was looking up, what's the lowest calorie alcohol thing? And it's like a White Claw or a vodka tonic is 3 calories more than a fucking beer. And I'm like, God damn it. And even if I just do like a LaCroix sparkling water or whatever with vodka, that's still only 30 calories less. But I don't know. I have to do something. Yes, I drink a Mountain Dew a day at work for some reason. That is done. I'm sticking only water. No soda at all. No sugary drinks. The thing is, I don't eat that much. I eat maybe 2 meals a day tops. Or I eat 1 meal and then a bunch of little snacks as I go along. So it's definitely from the beer. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Chris. That's right, Green Moose. If you're hydrated. Vitamin supplements help. Yeah, I don't take vitamins. Yeah, I was drinking 3 44-ounce Dr. Peppers a day. Mm-hmm. I change it. I go back and forth with it all the time, Green Moose. Yes, that's the thing. I was talking to my telehealth doctor who prescribes me my Ritalin. And I was telling her, I'm just like, I don't eat that much, but I'm like, does it work out? What if I only eat crap but I only eat once a day. She's like, no, that's still bad for you. And then part of the thing is that you can't just not eat. That's not going to work either. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta think of something. Yeah, my understanding of nutrition is like, okay, what if I only eat tacos, but I only eat them once per day? And then I just don't eat the rest of the time. She's just like, no. And I also had in my head, it's just like, it's okay if I eat bacon and all this stuff all the time. Just I don't eat that much. And apparently every time you put something bad on in your body, it hurts you, and it doesn't matter. Everything, all of my understanding of everything is wrong.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much, Adam, for doing the show. I really appreciate it. I'm a bit of a fanboy. I appreciate the stuff you did. Look, I was rewatching some of your old episodes, what I could find on YouTube, and they hold up. They were tight productions. You put together a good program, so I think that's something you should be proud of.
It was a good team. Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Something you should be proud of.
Good team. Good team.
If it's a product of the environment you grew up in Europe, a basic understanding of what's good and bad for you is pretty much common sense for most people.
Tight productions. You put together a good program, so I think that's something you should be proud of.
It was a good team. Yeah, well, thank you very much. You know what? I like to say that, that's nothing, but I never heard it.
Take supplements so you don't eat vegetables. I could eat vegetables. I could take supplements. I need to tackle it before it's too late, though.
Yeah, I hear it even less now, so it's very nice to hear that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch Culturescape. This program has been put together with the good help of my editor, Chris Hollywoodkey, who makes me look... Yeah. All right, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much. Taking the time to watch Culturescape. This program has been put together with the good help of my editor.
I have to add a overlay. Browser. Culture assets. My Twitter. Import. Chris Holowicki. We're gonna have to crop that. Oh, being at the end of this, I already feel the stress like leaving my body. Video effects. Whoop.
So much for taking the time to watch.
Oh, really, Jeffrey? Did you like lose a bunch of weight while you were on the Adderalls and then just pack it on when you stopped taking them? Because I remember I had friends, I was never prescribed Adderall, but I had a friend who was younger who just like lost all of his weight after getting put on Adderall. He got so skinny. $30 milligrams a lot. You see what I take? I take 5 milligrams once a day. 30 milligrams seems like you be methed out for days. Let's talk about how good value that Adobe subscription is you totally pay for. The Adobe subscription price is outrageous. $60 a month. You'd have to be making a lot of money doing video editing, multimedia stuff to make that not be a big hit to the pocketbook. Heaviest ever, 172 pounds. Started taking the Addies and in 30 months lost 40 pounds. Wow. Sounds like you lost too much weight. 172. Yeah, 130 pounds. That's pretty slim. I don't know how old you were at the time, but... Yeah, Adderall is speed. This methylphenidate is what I take. It's generic Ritalin. The name is methylphenidate. It has meth in the name, and it is an amphetamine. But Ritalin's closer to cocaine, and Adderall's closer to crystal meth. 3 months. Lose weight, but people seem to forget that the weight isn't the only component. People get hyper-focused on it. And it's a bit silly. Yeah, only component. Yeah. I don't care about my health. I just don't want this beer belly. Yeah, I think Green Moose, I think that's what people get really hung up on. They're like, you have your kid hopped up on meth. And I'm just like, no, it's a small dose of something that corrects a problem. When I take 5 milligrams of Ritalin, that's different than what someone takes like 35 milligrams of crystal meth made in chemicals in a trailer. And being on it at all times, taking way more than you should. I'm only supposed to take 10 total in a day, but I usually only take half of my dosage. Calisthenics will lose that gut. Let me write that down. Calisthenics. Underline, underline, underline.
Dave, this program has been put together with the good help of my editor, Chris Hollywood. He makes me look way more competent than I actually am. He makes me look way more competent than I actually am. The show was helped put together with the help of people at Bain's Book Publishing and Imprint Simon & Schuster and...
Yes, that's exactly. I'm looking for the cheat route, Green Moose. I don't want to not do things that I like. I just want everything to be ideal for me. Without having to put that much effort in. Yeah, that's true. Man, the past year has really been hammering home how not young I am anymore. And it's been kind of sad. But then I think, like, do you want to be back in your 20s again? And I'm like, no. I like the way things are now the best, but I was just on one of OME TV, which is one of those Omegle alternatives now that Omegle's gone. And I was there at like, this is like just the other day, and it's just me being bullied by high schoolers, and I'm just like, about my age, because OME TV is hooked up through your Facebook, so it says your age right there, and these kids are just so mean. It's like, I will forever be bullied by high schoolers. During high school, post high school, there might have been a time in my 20s when high schoolers might have been like, oh, there's that guy, he's a little older, but now I'm just now that I'm 38, they're just like, you're old as fuck. I had a girl that said she called me an old ass N-word, and that's when I ended the thing. I'm just like, that's it. That was like the fourth person that was less than half my age who totally roasted me. And there's nothing I could say because I'm not good at roasting back. I just go. Ooh, that's what I worry about too, because I've always had I had a good metabolism, and I've had a notoriously great immune system. Outside of a cold that I had in 2015, the last time I remember getting sick was 2009. And am I gonna start getting sick all the time? I talked to my lady friend. She's always getting sick, and she barely even leaves the house. She's always sick. Always catching something. You white. That's right. You want to get rich? We could still start a new show where I rant like a madman in some kind of costume, and you try to reel me in before we get canceled. It's a potentially good idea. Oh, God.
Young Voices, a journalism advocate.
I think what really hurts me about being old is just how bleak the future looks. And I'm like, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. I'm gonna be in so much trouble.
Is the organization, and the show, of course, wouldn't be possible without wonderful viewers and listeners like you.
I'm definitely gonna die in a gutter somewhere.
So, until next time, my friends, keep geeking out.
It's finished! Oh, for the love of God. It's done. I got to the end. And I have no idea how long it took me because the counter reset. How long does the stream say it is on YouTube, people who could see? I turned 30 on the 8th, you lucky duck. But my right knee and ankle are about 45 years old. Aw. Have you been hobbled? You're kidding. The good thing about getting old is how bleak the future looks. You won't be around to see it. Now, I'm talking about my personal future. I'm talking about when my parents are dead, and then there's no one alive who cares about me. And then I undergo something bad happens, and then I end up homeless and never be able to claw myself back out of it. This is the type of stuff I think about when I smoke weed. Drive myself crazy. Like, it's so scary. It's so scary to have to be an adult, and you're in a constant battle until you die to make sure that you don't end up on the streets, and that, I mean, I don't think anyone's really, even the homeless people are fat, so I don't really have to worry about starving to death, but so many bad things could happen. But I'm gonna jinx myself. Is this appropriate time to knock on wood? I don't even know.
And the show, of course, wouldn't be possible without wonderful viewers and listeners like you. So, until next time, my friends, keep geeking out.
I'm not even worried about... Well, no, that's something to worry about too, not having health insurance, you know. That's why we start a new show and get rich. Let's do it. Then we buy YouTuber mansions and poorly modified base model sports cars. Yeah, a fat person could still die of malnutrition. Sure. Definitely. Oh my gosh. Well, people, thank you for hanging out with me while I finish this frustrating interview. All of the work is downhill from here. What I need to do now is export this and send it on over to Pete because he wants me to put some overlays of some footage from X-Play and G4 for retention editing. Now you've got depressed thinking about old age and death. I was depressed about that a few hours ago. I can't really kickstart that again. Wait until tomorrow when I'm alone with my thoughts for too long. Then that will cycle back in there. That's why I'm constantly distracting myself. When I'm by myself, I need to be doing like 3 things so that I don't get stuck with the thoughts inside my head. It's okay. I'll be dead before you are. Is that a challenge? We'll see about that. Who knows? I could be a dead man walking right now. I haven't been to a proper doctor in decades. Yeah, race to the bottom. But, are you still here, Apophis? I have to thank you again so much for your generous tip. I have to find a way to add you to the top of the frame because you've out-tipped all of these motherfuckers up here from all these people who tipped me like 3 years ago. This guy, Young Vision, I think he passed away. His girlfriend, if it's the same guy I think of, she DM'd me on Discord and told me, oh, maybe I think it was this guy. Very sad to hear. There's Chris, or Green Moose right there. I miss Cracky Reeds. Cracky Reeds doesn't come around no more. He has a great Twitch channel and a Kick channel. I think he's mostly on Kick now, where he translates Japanese video. He plays Japanese video games that haven't been translated, and he translates them for his audience on the fly because he's a Japanese translator. Very interesting guy. We have to get Apophis because he's on the leaderboard now. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out with me. I was having kind of a crummy day, but I'm in a pretty good mood now. And I'm probably gonna eat something. And let's say there's a 30% chance, let's say 40% chance I come back and we'll play some Mad Max. But yeah, until then, motherfuckers, y'all make sure to stay metal and hail Satan. And I'll catch you in a little bit. Bye.
Fucking thing sucks.
I get silly like something so been known to and contact with Billy. My heart be pounding.
You suck.
And say no tape, I'm downing. Abracadabra, Alakazam, what have ya? Quick spider, hand stab ya. Demons fall out and grab ya.